Today I've got a review of the Olight Perun Mini. I've got this here in limited edition orange, and I love the color. This light has an interesting mounting system that we don't traditionally see on headlamps. It's on the back of a patch. Thanks to Skybin for sending this to me to look at and review, and let's take a look at this light and interesting headlamp. Thanks to everyone who's already following me on Instagram and on this channel's Facebook page. It really does help the channel grow. If you're not already, I'll have links in the description below. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and click that bell icon. Here is the package that the Perun Mini comes in. And again, this is that limited edition. If you've got the black light, it'll be black. On the back, you've got a lot of statistics and stats. Olight does a nice job with this. The light comes with a lot of accessories, as you see here. The clip is pre-installed, and the battery is in the light as well. You get a lanyard. You get the MCC1A charger. And that works just super easy. It just magnetically connects here, and if your USB end here is plugged in, it starts charging. You get this tool that helps attach the lanyard with that little hook there. And then the back side here can also be used to help pry off that clip if you want, although I'd suggest using something more substantial. And then the really interesting thing here is the patch. And this is how the light connects to your headband or your vest. I'll talk more about this, but the clip slips in here easily. And then it's Velcro on the backside. A headband is available for the Perun Mini, and it's an optional extra. I don't have it here for a review, but I'll talk about it more here in the retention section. This light is made from aluminum and is in this special edition anodized orange. I really do love the orange, and it makes sense for a headlamp, but it's not gonna be quite as durable as black, as colored anodizing is typically a little bit softer, but I'm okay with that. A lot of the design cues here are similar to the full-size Perun. You can see it's got the same body pattern, same tail, and pretty much the same button, although slight differences there. Head design is somewhat similar too, although the full-size Perun has that sensor and is a clear TIR style optic. If you're interested in a review of the full-size Perun, I've got that here on the channel too. One thing to note here is how the clip attaches. It is a deep carry clip, so it carries really well in the pocket. I like that. And it's a dual way clip, although I think that's less useful on this 90-degree light than a straight light. But you've got this clip here that is captured. It's got little bulbs on the end here, and this means you can't pull the clip off. You need to get something underneath that little metal place there. They're flared out just a little bit. The back of a knife or a butter knife, I think, is what I'd use to help pry that off, and it just makes it a little bit more secure. I measured the overall length of this light at 61.5 millimeters, maximum diameter at 21.5 at the head, minimum diameter on the body at 20.5. Weight with the included battery and clip is 51.8 grams. Size-wise, you can see it's very close to the H1R Nova. Dimensional, very similar too. Also very similar to the Wowtac H01 that I reviewed last week. Size-wise, diameter, very, very close as well. And compared to the full-size Perun here, you can see it's smaller in pretty much all dimensions, both diameter, length, and head design. As an EDC in your pocket, the Perun Mini carries very similar to that of the S1R or H1R. The big difference here is how the clip attaches. As I explained, it's got this design that doesn't allow you to pull off like many other Olights. You need to get something underneath there like a butter knife to pry that off, and then it'll come off pretty easily. I like that. I think that's a design Olight will continue because it doesn't rotate around, and it's just a better, more solid clip. As a headlamp here, this is where things get interesting. As I was mentioning before, it comes with this patch that has hook side Velcro on the back. Then you've got this tube here, and it's square on the end, as you can probably see, and the clip just goes into there, and then the whole mount rotates. This is designed to put on a vest or a plate carrier, something like that, or maybe even a hat if you've got it with a place to put a patch. I think it's a little bit gimmicky. It's a niche market for sure, but it's kind of nice they give you that option. I don't think it's as useful as it could be though. Then you've got an optional head strap, and mine didn't come with that because it is an optional extra, but you can purchase it. The problem with the head strap that's included is it's a short webbing and it's only about an inch long strap, so you have hook Velcro on either side. So that's left to scratch your forehead, make your skin uncomfortable. It's just not a design that I think is thought out very well. I have read online some people's suggestion is to just cut the strip of Velcro down here, and I think that would work great. The other thing you can do is you can remove that clip, and then it'll slide onto the silicone mount that the H1R uses, or other small headlamps like this Wowtac H01, since the diameter is very similar. It's not a perfect solution, but I think if Olight would have went with a mount like that, it would have more universal appeal, and then include this patch strap either as an included part of the package or an optional extra. The head strap is going to be the wider market, so I think that's just the better business move and appeals to more customers. Olight has gotten into an unfortunate cycle here where on some lights, for some reason, they don't specify the LED that they're using. This is one case where the Perun Mini, all they say is it's using cool white, and I'd guess it's about 6,000 Kelvin, so not too cool. And if I had to guess, it'd be using the same LED as the full-size Perun, so maybe it's got a Cree XHP 50.2. Really hard to say without complete disassembly, which is possible but very challenging on this light. The beam out of this plastic TIR optic is mostly flood. There's a hot center, but it's spread out over most of the beam. It's got minimal spill over the rest. This works well over short range as a headlamp or as a short range EDC. I have no complaints about the beam shape and quality itself. Overall, Olight does TIR optics very well. You can see it's got a nice texture there too. So turbo is rated for 1000 lumens, then stepping down to 250. High is 250 lumens, medium is 65 lumens, low is 16, and moon is 2 lumens. Okay, I've got the Olight Perun Mini here, and this is low mode, 16 lumens. It does have a moonlight mode that's 2 lumens, but that's pretty hard to see on camera here. Bumping up, we've got medium, which is 65 lumens. This is a good representation of the beam. You can see it's a nicely diffused, floody beam. There's not a whole lot of spill on it. We can see medium here at 65 lumens. Barely reaches to my fence, which is 45 feet away, but doesn't really go any further. High is 250 lumens, does a nice job of reaching out to that fence, but doesn't really go into the neighbor's yard at all. And then turbo's the full 1000 lumens. You can see reaches just the edge of the neighbor's fence there is about all the further it goes, and that is about 130 feet. On the left here is the Olight H1R Nova, and on the right is the new Olight Perun. We can see the Perun's a wider beam, cooler, and less bright. The older H1R is less bright, and I've got this with a primary instead of the rechargeable at the moment, so it doesn't quite get as bright either. But you can see the older H1R's got a nicer, warmer beam in my opinion. Similar beam shape though. The new Perun is a lot brighter, but you've got that cooler beam. I did my heat and run times using that Olight high drain 16340 battery. Turbo starts stepping down after 1 minute exactly, suggesting it's a timed step down. And by 90 seconds, it's at 25% relative output, or 250 lumens. And here the light runs for 1 hour and 25 minutes before it hits that FL1 standard. The light keeps running out to an hour 47 before low voltage protection kicks in at 3.156 volts. Maximum heat I saw was 38C, just at the 2-minute mark. When I compared it to the full-size Perun, I was a little surprised at the results. The full-size light doubles the amount of time in turbo at 2 minutes, but high output, although it is brighter, runs for exactly the same time. Total runtime can be compared at an hour 47 to 2 hours and 47 minutes. So you do get more runtime with that significantly larger 18650 battery. The Perun Mini here features standard Olight UI. It does not have that proximity sensor that the full-size Perun had. I think that's a good thing. So when off, long press gives you moonlight mode, as you can see here, and a single press turns that off. Single press then turns the light on, and if you press and hold, it does cycle through the menus. Double click to go to turbo, and triple click to go to SOS, which I won't do. Recharging, this light uses that proprietary 550 milliamp hour 16340 battery. It's got both the positive and the negative on one side of the battery. And remember, for Olights, that side has to go towards this rear, so this recharging port works. This is using the MCC 1A charger here. Super easy to use. You plug it into your USB side, and then magnetically it just connects and starts charging. You've got a red and a green indicator down here. Red when charging, green when charged. Super easy. It'd be nice if Olight would make these different colors on the outside, or make the USB side different colors, because they've got several versions of these, and many of them feature this black inside, so it's hard to tell what is what. Charging took me just an hour and 5 minutes, which isn't too bad, and the fastest charge rate I saw was 0.75 amps, so slightly over 1C for this battery. Charging stopped at 4.237 volts, so slightly higher terminating voltage than I would expect to see. For me, the pros are, it's got definitely that limited edition orange is nice and something I love. It's got a nice deep carry pocket clip, good for pocket use, and mode spacing's pretty good. Turbo is a big bump up. Cons are there's no LED specified officially. It's sad to see Olight go this route. The mounting system used on this headlight isn't a fully tested idea, since it leaves exposed Velcro where it's most likely to scratch you. That said, it works pretty well when mounted on your chest if you want to mount a light that way. My conclusion is the Olight Perun Mini is a nice update to the H1R itself. I do wish they'd possibly consider making an 18350 version to give double the available power without much increase in diameter. Maybe we could call that the Perun Short. As for the mount here, I think this light would have a larger appeal with a better, more traditional head strap with a silicone mount like it's been used in the past, and then include that Velcro mount as an optional extra or included in the box. Instead, Olight decided to do the opposite here and compromise the light's functionality to fit this niche market. From a sales standpoint, it just doesn't make a ton of sense to me as a way to launch the product, but I'm happy we just have a nice orange special edition Olight 2. It took them long enough. Overall, this isn't a bad headlight if you're aware of the mounting options and they fit your needs, or you have a silicone mount that you can use from another light. It's more expensive than some of the low-cost headlamps that I have reviewed this year, but its beam is probably one of the best, if you don't mind cool white. I can recommend it as long as you're aware of the mounting options and that fits your applications. Thanks guys for sticking around and watching the end of this video. Don't forget to subscribe, check out those social media pages if you're not, and I'll catch you on the next review soon.